Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, J Grandma. Hey, J Grandma. Andrea, how are you? Beauty. Jody, how are ya? Cindy, welcome in. Good evening, Tracy. Brandy, how are you? Hi, Sam, welcome in. Hey, Jimmy, Mama Tina, welcome in. Hey, Fat, welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Kelly, welcome. Nomad, how are ya? Wheelie. Hey, Chuck Jules, how are ya? Inspector Gadget, Kool-Aid, good evening. Hey, Joe Marie, welcome in. Mother of the Year, how are ya? Becky, how are you? Welcome in. Hey, Tammy. Dangerous? Oh, yeah, dance music. Cream chip. Wait a minute. Cream chip. Wait a minute. Creamed chip beets. Red beets, a Go-Gurt, and 1% milk. Hey, remote, if you have, the URL of the website for the records for Mr. Kinney, could you email that to me? Or if anybody has it, can you email me the URL? It's you could send it to the Scammyclaus@gmail.com. You have it posted? Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me check mask. Let me check mask website. You know this is a great website when this is the first song that comes on. Dick, 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 on. Dick, 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 dick. Oh, gee. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Masked Morals has every single letter. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Boy. Huh. Oh. I have a feeling I'm going to be reading a lot tonight. I didn't think I would be. But, oh my God. Please. Please. Oh, now it's going to get personal. Now it's going to get personal. Now it's going to get personal. All these people that are posting letters, okay? First of all, good for them. First of all, good for them. You know, everybody has the right to be able to, send a letter of support. And, hey, kitty, stop. And, hey, kitty, stop. Of support for Mr. Kinney and no support for Mr. Kinney. That is everybody's right to do that. Everybody's right to do that. When you bring my name into it, though, then that's when I have a problem. Because, for instance, this person here wrote, urgent, all of our witness statements are being read online, and we are now being targeted by Amy Grasso online. Please keep this confidential. Excuse me. First of all, this person here didn't even have a letter up. There were 2 letters up when I was given copies of them. 2 letters. One of them, I didn't even know who they were, and I didn't use their name. And one of them was Queen Witch. Now, it's funny. Why are they concerned with that? Why are they concerned? I don't understand it. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, they should be feeling 10 toes down. I'm going to read my letter tonight. I sent it yesterday. I don't know if it's been uploaded. Yet. I did get a response back saying that the person was gone until April 1st. But why are you so concerned about something? And why are they lying to a judge saying that they're being targeted? I mean, it doesn't surprise me, though. It does not surprise me because they have followed somebody that has lied for years. Most of those people have not been very trustworthy from my experience with them. So they're continuing this on, sending this stuff to the clerk of courts, who is the person that is pretty much the one who organizes all of this for a judge. My Lord. Urgent. All of our witness statements are being read online. All of our witness statements are being read online, and we are now being targeted by Amy Grasso online. Please keep this confidential. Yeah, guess what? As it says there, please be advised that Florida has a broad public records law, and all correspondence to me via email may be subject to disclosure. Wow, there are some truly butthurt people on this app. When I was teaching, I used to get, I would have seniors that would approach me and ask me to write a letter of recommendation for them for college. And as a teacher, I felt it was my responsibility to be honest. It was my responsibility to be honest. If I didn't feel comfortable writing a letter of recommendation, I either A, didn't do it, because I'm not going to lie and say some kid is a wonderful kid and did X, Y, and Z when they were actually a pain in the ass. That's called integrity. Hi, Ty. In that same way, as I said, if you're going to write a character letter, you need to make sure that you are basing it on the character of the person, not the character of the person that you want the judge to see, because that then is inaccurate. You're not being honest, because everybody over there has seen the F shit that he did. And in terms of when I was asked to do letters of recommendations, I couldn't go ahead and do that if I knew otherwise. Which just blows my mind. I'm reading somebody's here that it says, additionally, I have reason to believe that my statement was publicly read and shared during a live stream by an individual named Amy Grasso, which was viewed by a large audience. Thank you for that shout out. Following this, the harassment toward me intensified significantly. I currently have the individual blocked because of relentless targeted harassment from her. I have documented with my local police department her repeated harassment against me. Who is that? Who have I repeatedly harassed? Who did somebody go to the police against? Another person claiming that they're going to sue me or something? That is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, you're going to put my name on there? Okay. You can do that. I said yesterday in my live, when Holly came up here and said, guys, listen, this is not to harass people. This is not to do X, Y, and Z. This is to do this and this. Do not contact these people. Do not bother these people. That's not what it's about. What it's about is getting people to write character letters for or against. Okay? And I pointed out in the ones I read yesterday with Queen Witch. There was stuff there I agreed with her. It wasn't like a trash session. I think some of the things that were said were not accurate, but there were things that she could honestly, stand 10 toes down with for Mike. And then the other one I read, I don't even know who the person was, and I didn't use the name. Yet this person here is saying that I read these statements publicly. So, all of these people could piss off for all I care. It is a public website. I don't know why they would be so upset about people finding out what they're saying. And the only thing that I can say with that is it's probably because they're uncomfortable with what they wrote. And people will see it that are in the know and laugh and say, yeah, that's a pile of crap, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Because, it's not right. And again, I don't know why they don't want them to be read. I'm going to read mine right now that I sent in. Let me pull it up on my email here. I gotta download Yahoo again. Right, Mass Morals. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't. You're using them as a character reference. There is. These are all public. By law, they're public, so people can look at them. Why they thought that wasn't going to be the case? I don't understand. And if they're that bent about it being public, then don't send anything. No, I wish they did remote, but they don't. Okay, so this is the letter I wrote. Again, I don't know if it's up yet. I don't think it is. Let me check this out here. That's my kitty litter box self-cleaning right now, if you can hear that in the background. It's pretty cool. Let's go. Okay. Hold on, I'm locking into this. Thank you for that gift. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh my God, can we just get to my email already? There's so many freaking things you gotta go through. Here we go. Okay. Where is my sent? Yahoo has a whole new thing here, and I can't even like figure this new thing out. Let's see. Where's my sent? Hold on a minute. Okay. Where is my damn sent folder? Oh, this is a real pisser. This is a pisser. Give me a minute here, folks. What the hell? Hell. You've got to be kidding me. Come on. Give me a minute. This is pissing me off. Why? Why does this have to be so hard? Take a breather. Take a breather. I am. I'm just angry because this isn't... Okay, let me do it this way. Okay. Here it is. This is my... Here it is. This is a letter that I sent. And here it goes. Red Sox won. Red Sox won. It's a wicked pisser. It's a wicked pisser. Okay, here it is. Dear Judge Ferraro, thank you for including this letter, and thank you for including this letter into Mr. Kinney's court file. I know there have been many letters in support of Mr. Kinney's character. Based on my first-hand experience with him, this won't be one of them. Mr. Kinney began one of them. Mr. Kinney began harassing and slandering me over the summer of 2024. He slandered my name on multiple social media sites, posting false allegations about me. He posted that I was allegations about me. He posted that I was a rug addict. He posted I was a rug dealer. He posted false allegations that I inappropriately touched children and lost my job. He contacted Department of Children and Family Services in my state and falsely reported that I was doing rugs with a minor child in the house. All of these allegations are false, and he pushed this narrative specifically to tarnish my name and reputation. Mr. Kinney continued this harmful narrative on other social media websites. He also doxed my full name, address, phone number, and my siblings' information. He even called one of my brothers on his home and mobile phone to continue his attacks. This behavior is not indicative of someone possessing a strong set of moral and ethical traits, such as integrity, honesty, and accountability. In fact, his actions have been the opposite. His actions have been the opposite to not only me, but many others who have crossed paths with him. I do not know Mr. Kinney off of social media. I do not know how he handles himself in his real life off of social media. My experience with him has been nothing but a nightmare since he began his defamatory campaign against me and my family. Mr. Kinney often gloated about how every charge he has ever gotten he's been able to plead down. In fact, with one charge he caught, he admitted he lied to a judge in order to have a conspiracy charge dropped and refused to implicate his two associates who were involved in his crime. Mr. Kinney will say anything to not take accountability for his actions, and I believe he is not above this past behavior. I believe Mr. Kinney is where he belongs, incarcerated. I believe, based on his past criminal history, believe based on his past criminal history, the justice system needs to do something about these career criminals. Too many times, he has received nothing more than a slap on the wrist, and as apparent based on his criminal record, he has not learned from his transgressions. If your office needs any proof of anything in this character letter, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you for your time and consideration. And I used my name and my state. All facts there. All facts there. I didn't say he was a terrible guy all the way around, because I don't know that. I know his behavior and what he's done to me. And I made sure I put in there that I don't know what he's like off of social media. I don't know, is he a personal guy off of it? Does he have friends? I don't know that stuff. So I'm not going to cast him as some absolutely horrible person in every aspect of his life, because that wouldn't be accurate and it wouldn't be honest. And that would not be a fair assessment of his character. But as I see the letters that people have posted, in my opinion, they should have stuck to their personal experiences, not spoken about social media, because when you put that in there, you know damn well his behavior on this app. And if you're not mentioning that, yes, well, he's had, some issues on social media, then you're not showing about his true character. It's funny. It almost sounds like the same person wrote some of these letters, because it's the exact same thing over and over. This is one that somebody wrote, writing a statement on behalf of Michael Kinney, whom I've known approximately for 2 years. Okay, so 2 years, that's when he was starting to do all this fuck shit on the app. During this time, I have developed a positive and trustworthy relationship with Michael. He has always shown himself to be respectful, reliable, and someone who values honesty. Okay. In all my interactions with him, he has demonstrated strong character and consideration for others. One of the things I admire most about Michael is his willingness to give back to the community. I've personally seen him take the time to help those in need, including contributing to food banks, assisting individuals experiencing homelessness. His actions show compassion and genuine desire to make a positive difference in others' lives. Over the past 2 years, he has proven to be someone I can trust and depend on. This consistency speaks strongly to his integrity and the type of person who he is. Okay. Someone smacked back on whoever this person is, saying, please don't post these. How can I seal my letter? Somebody's reading them on live streams and saying who wrote them, targeting us. Yeah. And the reply to that person is, all correspondence All correspondences to our office is considered public record. I am required to file the correspondence in the court file and provide a copy to the attorneys of record. Attorneys of record. Attorneys of record. So that means both sides are getting these letters. The court could consider a motion to seal filed by a party in the case. You might wish to seek legal advice for further assistance. Seek legal advice for further assistance. Good luck with that. Oh God, I am just amazed that all of these. I am just amazed that all of these people are acting like victims here. All of them are victims. Oh, I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. Who is harassing you? I'm being harassed. Who is harassing you? Who is harassing you? These people that they're being harassed. Who is harassing you? Who's putting your names out there? In order to be harassed, there has to be a name somewhere. Who has been putting names out? Been putting names out. Bizarre. Let's see. Oh my God. Since the submission, I've begun experiencing ongoing harassment from individuals who appear to have obtained my information from the court records. Oh well. Oh well. It's public access. Whoever's doing it to you, I don't know who it is. Don't freaking blame me for it. But the constant victims here. Constant victims here. Constant victims. These individuals are, to my knowledge, in direct contact with the alleged victim and have targeted me as a result of my statement. I have received multiple unwanted phone calls and emails, and the situation has escalated to a point where I am in fear for my personal safety. What? What? Additionally, I have reason to believe that my statement was publicly read and shared during a live stream by an individual identified as Amy Grasso, which was viewed by a large audience. I read that already. As a disabled veteran, this situation has caused me significant distress and concern. So if you're not a disabled veteran, does that mean it does not cause you significant distress and concern? Why do people have to throw that in there all the time? I support all of our veterans, disabled or not. But why does somebody have to put that in there? I don't get that. I am respectfully requesting guidance from the court on any steps that may be taken to protect my personal information and ensure my safety, including whether any of my information can be redacted or otherwise protected from further public access. Well, no, it's public. And you know who this is? I have no clue. I have no clue who this is. None. Who this is. None. I only saw 2 letters yesterday. And I didn't even put out the people's real names. But let's be a victim here, right? Let's be a victim. Oh, and here's another butthurt person. My name is blank. I recently submitted a character witness statement on behalf of Michael Kinney. I'm writing to respectfully bring the court's attention to serious concerns regarding how my statement was handled during the proceedings. It has come to my attention that my statement was read aloud during a live stream in front of a large audience, reportedly exceeding 300 individuals on TikTok. Reportedly, huh? Who reported that? The live stream host and people in it have direct contact with and or are receiving information from the victim in the case as a private citizen who provides I'm in the case as a private citizen who provided a statement in good faith. This has caused me significant distress and concern of my personal privacy and safety. Can you tell these people got together and decided what they were going to write? Oh, make sure you put in your personal privacy and safety, and you're worried about that. I did not anticipate or consent to my words being shared in such a public manner, particularly in a setting where it could be expose me to unwanted attention, harassment, or potential harm. My intent is submitting the statement was solely to assist the court by offering insight into my personal experience, broadcast, and way of leaving vulnerable. Oh God, I'm telling you. Oh, this is my favorite one. Okay, this goes to show you, when it seems like you have a group of people that say, yeah, let's write letters, and let's do this, and let's use this name, and let's use that name. And they don't really know what they're talking about. Why? Because listen to this statement. I have sent a statement on behalf of Michael Kinney, and I would like to point out the fact that now that these are out, they're for everybody to see. I am being harassed, and they are being read on TikTok by Lori Grasso. Who is Lori Grasso? I do not appreciate this at all. Lori Grasso? Who the hell's Lori Grasso? Did Scam marry me and she took my last name? That's weird. This is the biggest shit show I've ever seen. This is the biggest shit show I've ever seen. Let's see this one. So is this a letter of support for him? Because this says I'm writing to the court regarding the case of State of Florida versus Michael Kinney. I've been acquainted with Michael Kinney for over 2 years, and I feel compelled to share concerns about what I am currently witnessing on social media. At present, there appears to be a group of individuals engaging in the harassment of others. Where? With Mr. Kinney being one of many affected. Oh my God. Rather than placing trust in the judicial process, these individuals are taking matters into their own hands. They are hosting live streams with large audiences and encourage viewers to contact the court and the prosecuting attorney with information that may be inaccurate or misleading. Additionally, they are urging people to submit communications using false email addresses and without proper identification. During these broadcasts, participants reportedly read. So another person who obviously doesn't know what they're talking about. During these broadcasts, participants reportedly read aloud character witness statements associated with the case, which are publicly accessible online. This behavior appears to be intended to intimidate and silence individuals, as similar tactics have been associated with this group in the past. I'm dead. I am dead reading these. You gotta be kidding me. Such actions raise concerns about potential interference with a fair and impartial judicial process. I strongly support freedom of speech and have full confidence in our justice system. However, I am concerned about coordinated efforts by a large group to influence or disrupt the open court case that has not yet been fully adjudicated. The widespread and permanent nature of online content further amplifies these concerns. Whoever this person is, let me read that sentence again. The widespread and permanent nature of online content furthering amplifies these concerns. Do you mean the content that the person that you wrote a letter for in support of, the content that he's put out on YouTube and on TikTok, and have contacted people's neighbors and you mean that content and how it stays forever? That stuff? But you're concerned because you put a letter and you're afraid it's going to be on the internet and you sent it somewhere where it's on a permanent website that is open access to anybody? Are you kidding me? Here's one. This person didn't even have the balls to put their name. Guess what they do with people that you don't put their name on? Do you know what that is? You know what they do with it? They don't accept it. They don't use it. Sorry. I'm submitting this statement as a character reference from Michael Allen Kinney due to the circumstances surrounding the public online attention related to this case, and I do not feel safe disclosing my name publicly at this time. However, I wish to provide an honest and sincere account of my personal experience with Mr. Kinney based on my direct knowledge of his character over the past 3 years. I have known Mike for approximately 3 years, during which time I have had consistent personal interactions with him online. Throughout this period, I have observed him demonstrate kindness, patience, and a genuine commitment to supporting others. He has regularly contributed positively to his community, is offering encouragement, advice, and assistance to individuals who are struggling or in need of support. It's funny how all of these people are listing the same stories. It's almost as if somebody wrote one letter, posted it somewhere, let's say, I don't know, a Discord, maybe posted it on Snapchat, and said, here, write a letter and use some of this information. Oh my God, I picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue. His interactions reflect someone who values empathy, respect, and personal growth. On a personal level, Mike has been a meaningful source of support in my life during difficult periods when I was facing personal struggles. He made himself available as someone willing to listen without judgment. He provides encouragement and reassurance at times when I felt isolated and believed that no one else cared. His willingness to offer understanding and guidance had a lasting positive impact on my well-being and outlook. Additionally, Mike has consistently encouraged those around him to pursue self-improvement and authenticity. He has inspired me to work toward becoming a person I genuinely want to be, rather than conforming to external expectations or pressures. This influence reflects the type of character he demonstrates. I can't read this shit anymore. I really can't. This is so... Oh my God. I'm gonna try to read this one through. I'm writing this letter on behalf of Michael Kinney. I've known him for several years as a close friend, and during that time I have come to know him as a kind, dependable, and hardworking individual. One of Michael Kinney's strongest qualities is his kindness. I've personally seen him go out of his way to help others, whether it was supporting friends during difficult times or offering help without being asked. He genuinely cares about the people around him. He is also very dependable. Whenever I or others have needed him, he's always shown up and followed through with his word. That reliability speaks volumes about his character. Lastly, Michael Kinney is hardworking and motivated. He takes his responsibilities seriously and consistently puts effort into bettering himself and his situation. Based on my personal experience with him, I truly believe Michael Kinney is a good person with strong character. This person does not know him at all. Oh yeah, this is my favorite one. I'm skipping down here a little bit. What truly sets Michael apart is his selflessness. Even during times when he was personally dealing with stress, including being harassed and attacked online, he never turned inward or withdrew from those around him. Instead, he continued to check on me, encourage me, remind me of my worth. That kind of genuine care for others, especially in the face of his own challenges, is something I believe deserves to be recognized. One thing that is really fantastic about all this is that I'm not going to say it. Let's see this. Oh, this person's known him for 5 years. Okay. Michael consistently shows compassion towards others and is always willing to offer help when it is needed. Whether it was through small everyday acts of kindness or going out of his way to support friends, family, or even strangers, Michael demonstrates a strong sense of empathy and generosity. I have personally witnessed him take time to listen, offer thoughtful advice, and provide assistance without expecting anything in return. In addition to being caring, Michael is highly reliable and responsible. When he commit to something, he follow through. This level of dependability makes him someone others can truly count on in both good and challenging situations. Overall, I believe Michael is a person of strong character and integrity. He brings positivity and those around him, and I have no hesitation in speaking highly on his character. And the hits keep coming. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I can say honestly that you're gonna have there's always gonna be two sides to something. For the people that are supporting Mike to turn this into a yet again some type of a trying to have a character assassination to have a character assassination on my name is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. With like multiple people saying that I read theirs online when I only read one person's. And, we know who that person is. The second one I read, I did not. To say that is harassment and that's causing harassment is absolute bullshit. And again, it is very discouraging in this day and age that there are people that choose to sit by somebody who continually and habitually lied the whole time he was on here, and not see that for what it is, and not have the thought in their head that, well, you know what, to be honest, I mean, he has definitely helped me out. He has. He was a great guy when I needed him, but he's done some fuck shit on here to people. Can I put my name on something saying that, yeah, he's wonderful and he cares about others? Listen, if you can do it, that's great. Like I said, with doing letters of recommendations for kids, my integrity was more important. Than writing something that I couldn't support. But that's individually. If you can live with that, doing that, good for you. I couldn't do it. And again, it's a public website. It is a public website where things get posted. If you sent something in and you didn't realize that was going to happen, it's kind of on you. Because you should have looked into that. And you can't all of a sudden go back now and say, take it off. Why? Again, that's what I want to know. I want to know, why do people want to retract now their letter and it not being put on a judicial website? For those people that said, in fact, that I was harassing already, yeah, I do have that live, so I will, if anybody within this case wants to see my live and see, in fact, I was not harassing, and we told people not to harass and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you keep putting my name on there because, you say one thing and then there's facts that say that's not true. It might be difficult for a character statement to be accepted if you're lying about something. And this is something that you're lying to a judge about. I mean, this isn't like the guy at the gas station where I don't know, you say you're going to put in $25 and you put in 26, Yes, remote. Yeah, I am going to let her up. I am. Absolutely. Mike's chat GPT. They sound accurate to you? Awesome. Oh, absolutely. I was going to let Scam Slam up.
Hey, it worked.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, I got age restricted on live stream last night. I guess they think I'm not 18 or 13 or whatever the age is. It's really weird.
Well, obviously, with your new name, maybe they think that you're a child bride, and since you have my last name now, Lori Grasso.
Oh, I couldn't believe when I read that.
Who are these people? It's like all I want to do is bang my head on this desk.
So yeah, I have my letter. Mine's long. Okay, because mine goes
Yeah,
back pretty far and it's pretty varied, and I kind of give a little history, so I hope you'll just bear with me.
I'm gonna mute my microphone. Okay.
Okay. I state my name, and I state I'm requesting the
Now, I'm
content.
sorry. Before you start, was it Lori Grasso? Or your
No,
real name?
not this time. I'm going to give my real name. We don't encourage anyone to give false names, despite what they were saying. Despite what they were saying. Um, I'm requesting the contents of this letter to be considered during the sentencing phase of the case against Michael Allen Kinney. Around the end of May 2024, I began getting harassed and stalked by Michael Kinney. I did not previously know him, nor have any type of relationship or friendship with him. I've never done anything to this man, and his targeting of me was out of nowhere. I had only heard of his platform on TikTok, where he went by the name Florida Man. I never followed him, nor had viewed any of his content at that point in time. Michael became upset with someone who participated in one of my TikTok live streams. He messaged me and demanded apologies, and gave me a list of demands for my platform with a deadline. I did not comply with his demands, and that's when the harassment and stalking began, with Michael and his hate group, which consisted of about 20 to 30 others. Michael and his hate group have an extensive history of doxing, harassing, and stalking people and their family members and friends. In July 2024, I issued a cease and desist letter to Michael, to which he claimed he would wipe his ass with it. The harassment and stalking continued. I then filed a petition for a protection order against Michael Kinney in Knox County, Indiana, where Michael resided at that time. I traveled over 20 hours round trip from Pennsylvania for court in the hopes he would stop. I presented all of my evidence, and Michael admitted to all of the harassment and stalking behaviors in court to Judge Gilmore. I was granted a 2-year protection order on August 29th, 2024. Copy attached. I was relieved because I thought the harassment and stalking would stop, but unfortunately it was just the beginning. His hate group members continued to harass and stalk me via third party. Then in June 2025, Michael started to harass and stalk me again almost on a daily basis. It continued up until his eventual arrest in February 2025. Since then, a few of his hate group members have still continued with third-party illegal harassment and stalking behaviors in his absence. However, I finally do feel a sense of peace, contentment, and justice now that Michael is finally where he belongs, behind bars. I'm grateful to all law enforcement officers and staff involved in the effort to arrest Michael. Following is a partial list of just some of the harassing and stalking behaviors exhibited by Michael upon me. False allegations of crimes and other serious offenses, including theft, fraud, and scamming. False allegations of drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and gambling addiction. False allegations of racism and bigotry. False allegations of me mailing a glitter bomb to which resulted in a child being harmed. False allegations that I had contacted police and child protective services on others. False allegations that I used fake and expired government credentials to obtain information. False allegations that I owned and was responsible for multiple specific Reddit and TikTok accounts that were used to harass others. False allegations that I created multiple intercept or fake Cash App accounts. False allegations that I lost jobs due to criminal charges. False allegations that I am in serious debt and I have filed for bankruptcy. False claims that I am bullying and harassing people online. False allegations that I'm a pedo sympathizer and supporter. False allegations that I have a family member who is a P3DO. False allegations False allegations upon my friends and family members, such as claiming they are scammers and criminals. False allegations that I've committed tax fraud. False allegations that I had minors in my Discord. These false allegations, as described above, were publicly published online in videos and live streams by Michael and his hate group. He himself posted over 100 videos, which included these inflammatory statements about me. His hate group members made many videos as well. Michael and his hate group members posted content online, which included personal photos of me, my son, my sister, my personal friends, and my ex-boyfriend who committed DV against me. Many images were manipulated to change my appearance and imply negative things about me personally, included disgusting sexual connotations, and some implied that he and they wanted me to unalive or have harm caused upon me. Some photos utilized were from 15 to 20 years ago, included photos of my son when he was a minor, and obtained from my son's social media accounts. Michael has publicly doxed me multiple times online by stating and publishing my full legal name, my address, my phone number, my email address. He has publicly stated the full legal name of my son, my sister, my ex-boyfriends, and some of my personal friends. He posted a photo which showed photos of my home with my address shown. He filed a false FBI report on me and showed a screenshot of it online, which included all of my personal information. The photos, videos, and live streams were viewed by hundreds, possibly thousands of people as they were shared out online. Michael did all of this in an effort to intimidate me, create fear, and cause emotional distress upon me. At times, I was extremely fearful for the safety of myself, my family members, and my friends. Michael encouraged people online to call my local police department on me if I had ever harassed anyone. No police reports were ever filed on me, of course, because I had never harassed anyone, including him. Michael actively participated in several Discord groups where he and his hate members planned and coordinated their harassment and stalking behaviors against me. In that Discord group, there were derogatory insults made about me and discussions of harming me in real life. There were discussions which included statements saying that I deserved a hollow bullet, that they were going to call police to have fake wellness checks done on me to be harassed by police, and they wanted to have me swatted. One of the male members said he was going to be in the city where I reside and said I deserved to be Chris Brown, aka beat up by the man. There were discussions of trafficking me, obtaining inappropriate photos of me to post online, and statements stating that they wish I would unalive myself. My personal information and photos, as well as personal information and photos of my family and friends were posted in there, including minor children. One member discussed getting a tattoo and stated the tattoo would be of my dead mother. Michael convinced these hate group members that the negative and false things that he had said about me were true, so they believe it, and they believe that I quote-unquote deserve this harassment and stalking that I have endured. Michael called and harassed charity organizations to which I donated multiple times. He admitted to this in writing, in live streams, and to Judge Gilmore in Knox County, Indiana. I had to temporarily deactivate many of my social media accounts due to the continued harassment and stalking of myself, my family members, and my friends. It caused me the inability to keep in contact with friends and family for several months. Michael encouraged the hate group members to falsely mass report my TikTok account when it was not violating guidelines. Michael and his group members had created multiple fake social media accounts in an attempt to harass me. Some fake accounts included my full legal name and my personal photo, and some usernames were ones stating that I should be unalive or raped. Excuse me. The daily, consistent, and escalating harassment and stalking I endured for almost 2 years has caused me periods of depression, anxiety, fear, isolation, stress, decline in physical and mental health, and physical and mental health, damage to my personal reputation, damage to my social media platform, damage to my relationships, and negative effects upon my social media followers. In approximately June 2024, I had upgraded the security locks for all the doors and windows in my home. I also installed additional cameras in and around my home, and I purchased and registered a firearm in my state for personal protection of myself and my family. These actions were taken by me as a direct result of the extreme harassment and stalking initiated and continued by Michael Kinney and his hate group. I would like to reiterate that I have done nothing to this man to cause this stalking, harassing, nor have I retaliated against him for his actions. He has made false claims that I have harassed him and stalked him, but this is just another delusional lie of his. There is no evidence of me stalking nor harassing Michael or anyone because it simply did not happen. I have requested multiple times, both verbally and in writing, for Michael to stop harassing me, stalking me, threatening me, defaming me, and slandering me. But it only stopped from him when he was arrested in February 2026. Some of the harassing and stalking has continued by a few of the hate group members. I hope one day soon they will receive consequences to their actions as well. Several of them have sent court correspondence as character witness statements for Michael. However, their statements to this court are not truthful. I have proof and evidence of every single claim that I have made within this letter in the form of videos, screenshots, and photos. A great deal of it is already on file as evidence in Knox County Court in Vincennes, Indiana, pursuant to my protection order against Michael Kinney. I am happy to provide any proof or evidence to this court. I have a number of witnesses willing to verify the horrendous actions of Michael Kinney over the past few years. Based upon my personal experiences and knowledge, Michael is an extreme danger to society and specifically to women, as he has shown strong tendencies of predatory and abusive behaviors toward myself and other women. He has exhibited a lifelong pattern of criminal behaviors with no regard for the law or for other citizens. I strongly and vehemently requesting that Michael Kinney be sentenced to the maximum sentence allowable for his crimes as justice for all of the damage and harm he has caused to so many victims over so many years, including myself. You're muted.
That was excellent. And
and I didn't use ChatGPT. I wrote that in my own words today.
Yeah, and I know that opened up a lot of wounds for you. I know you've been, dealing with this for a long time. The thing that is just diabolical to me is that some of the people that have sent character letters were not only around during the time that he was doing all this stuff, they participated in it.
Absolutely.
All of it's on record. And as the clerk said, that all of these letters will go to both sides. They will go to the attorney for him and for the prosecutors. And they will have all of these. So, we've all had different experiences with him. But saying somebody's a good guy and that he has compassion and he respects people and he has integrity and this, that, and the other thing, and then getting a letter like that, getting letters from other people that have been victims of his, kind of cancels out the fact that he's a good guy, because he's not. If somebody's a good guy and is getting character letters, there's not going to be letters like yours, like mine, like others that have, sent them in, when there's those, and then there's the experiences that his victims have had, that, and those are on file now. There's a disjunction somewhere. And what is that disjunction? It is that no, he's not a great person. To me, you can have 10 letters that say, oh, he's such a good guy, he helped me out when I was sick, he helped me out with this, and then you have one letter like yours. That
well,
would make
Megan
me
had made a
question
good point. Megan had made a good point earlier in the chat. She said it's interesting that the letters that they submitted really don't give specific examples of things.
Exactly.
Like it'll say, oh, he's generous, but like there's no examples of that. Like,
oh, he helps out people
he's
in his
so
community.
kind. Well, what did he do that was kind? Like, what did he do that was kind? Like, I am giving specific things that he has done, and that I have proof of every single thing. Every single thing. These folks that helped him, they forget that I have over 1,300 screenshots from that Discord where they were planning and discussing all of this. I have it all.
There are people that listed specific examples. I'm not going to say who they were, but specific examples. He helped me out during this time of need when this happened in my life, that happened in my life, and that's good. That's what normal good people do. When somebody that they're friends with is hurting, you help them. I don't know how that's a flex, because that's what normal people do anyways. But if you're trying to put, if you're trying to help somebody, to try to not have to be in prison for a maximum amount of time, you're going to do everything you can to do that. I understand why they're doing it, but I think there's going to be a preponderance of information as to why there are many of us that are relieved and happy that he's behind bars. And I think those have more of an effect on the outcome of something like this than somebody saying that, he's a good guy because he helped me do this. Right, Ramon? Those good boy letters is a fear from those who are afraid they will be. Yeah, quite possibly. But, I'm telling you what, as I said, from my perspective of looking at this, it's like they're turning a serious situation on contacting a judge. And some of them are doing the same bullshit that has been happening on this app, which is people lying on others, pushing a narrative that is not true, and just blindly focusing on one thing and trying to make it look like that is the truth. And not only do the victims know that Mike is not a good person, the hundreds and hundreds of people that have watched you deal with all this over the years. They've watched me deal with it, predominantly for the last about a year, pretty badly. They know otherwise, and they're not even victims of his. So, I find it to be an absolute joke. But again, it is the legal process. You can send a character letter for somebody that you strongly agree with, and you can send one for somebody you don't agree with. Again, the fact that there's a bunch of them over there that are crying and saying that they're harassed, crying and saying, that on my live yesterday, this was said and this was done, which is a pile of bullshit. That's the same behavior that happens on this app all the time. This isn't TikTok. You're not sending a letter to TikTok. You're not sending a letter to somebody on TikTok. You're sending a letter to somebody who is a judge. I mean, that's serious stuff. Serious stuff. They are on a platform where they can be accessed by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they really need to think about that. This, like you said, it's going to a judge. It's part of a legal proceeding. This isn't just some BS. This isn't just some regular person.
Right.
This is regular person.
Right.
This is going to be part of the court record, and you can get in trouble for lying to a court or to a judge. And that's why I have no qualms about anything that I've put in my letter, because everything I've stated is true. I have facts, I have proof, I have evidence of everything that I've included in that letter, and a lot of it was already presented to a judge back in August of 2024. A lot of it was already presented to the judge. A lot of this information, the evidence, it's already on file there on a flash drive. It's already been presented to a judge. So
somebody in the chat just said that they FedExed a thumb drive with a lot of proof. So, listen, there's things you can say in a letter that you say because you can back it up. And from what you said and from what I said, where if if there's anything you need to see that I've stated here to back it up, with the facts, please reach out to me. That has a hell of a lot more impact when I show the fucking videos he's made about me, the fucking songs he's posted on YouTube, all that bullshit, than somebody saying, oh, he came to my house, and somebody saying, oh, he came to my house when I wasn't feeling good. Not the same. Not the same.
And I have no problem with, once that's posted on their site, I hope everyone reads it. Yeah, I hope people go live and read it. I hope they do.
Here's the question.
I hope they do. I hope everyone does. I hope everyone hears every word of that letter.
Here's the question. Why is it that the people that have been attacked by him in the past have no problem with putting their information out and having their letters out and having their letters posted on a public website, and putting their real names on it, why is it that those people don't have a problem with it, but the people that are making character letters are having a problem with it? Ask yourself that question.
Kelly, no, I haven't sent it yet. I just wrote it today, so I'll email it tonight, tomorrow, whatever. They're not going to obviously do anything. They're not going to obviously do anything with it until whenever this clerk returns, anyways, and it's a weekend, so it'll be sent.
Yeah, I don't know if there was anything posted, because quite honestly, I haven't even gone to that website. There's been so many people that have posted the letters themselves that I've been able to read that I haven't had to even look it up. But so I don't know if anything new was posted today or not. But when I sent my letter last night, I got an automated thing back saying that the person was out of the office until next Wednesday. And any correspondences, if you need to contact somebody. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, remote. I'm thinking that there's not going to be any new letters posted until this person gets back from her vacation or wherever she is. So
yeah, I think the one you read was the last one I saw on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending one in. Mine is little, kind of just to the point, kind of hitting the highlights, but I will read mine because it will be on the court file. I have no problem with that. So mine says, I started off saying, I respectfully acknowledge the court may be receiving multiple communications regarding this individual. I apologize for any added burden. However, the volume of correspondence reflects the number of individuals who have been directly affected by his conduct. While the concerns originate from online behavior, their real-world impact has been significant for many. I'm writing to provide information relevant to the character of the defendant, Mike Kinney, for the court's consideration at sentencing. While I understand that his online conduct is not directly part of this case, it reflects a broader and consistent pattern of behavior. For the past several years, Mr. Kinney has engaged in ongoing online harassment targeting multiple women across the country. This behavior has included doxing, contacting victims' families, distributing explicit AI-generated content, false CPS reports, and making alarming threats involving children. Numerous victims have documented and reported this conduct to authorities in their respective jurisdictions. However, due to his use of anonymity and evasion, he has not been meaningfully held accountable, and existing protective orders have repeatedly been violated. Following the burglary before the court, Mr. Kinney publicly bragged about the crime and prior offenses, including statements indicating he has manipulated the legal system to avoid consequences. Even when confronted with the impact of his actions, he has demonstrated lack of remorse. This pattern of behavior reflects a continued disregard for the law and for safety and well-being of others. I respectfully ask the court to consider this information when evaluating his character. And I also said supporting documentation, including screenshots and records of this conduct, is attached for the court's review, which I will be attaching. You can't really send videos in email, but I will attach screenshots of some of the, worse things, some of the messages posted in Discord, some of the posts made, things like that that were, more than heinous things, more dangerous.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's very well done. Very done. Very well done. Um, I hope and I pray that, I have always said, trust the process, and I still go with that. I hope that, the letters are taken seriously on both sides. I mean, I can't sit here and say that again. I don't know him off the app. I don't know a good side of him because I personally have never seen a good side of him. The good things and I'll put good in quotations. The good things that I've seen him do on this app were generally related because he wanted to do something bad against somebody. And I brought this up. The whole thing with Jen, he could care less about Jen. He didn't care about putting her story out there. Everybody knew her story. What he wanted to do is get somebody in a box that was going to lie about me. Lie about other creators on the app, put out more false information because that's what he was about. And that's why he put Jen up there. He didn't do anything to help her. He did it to help her. He did it because he wanted to get a jab in. So if that's one of the things that they're saying, that he cares about others because he helps them, that doesn't qualify for me. He definitely had an ulterior motive, definitely. So, well, I'm hoping, seeing that note from the clerk of courts in her own writing that said that all of the information they receive regarding this case, copies of it goes to both sides. That to me is a game changer, because we didn't know exactly if our experiences, whether they're good or bad, with Mike, would have any impact on anything. Now, as you said in your letter, Breezy, the case is against Mike, and it's with Swamp Collectibles. We have nothing to do with that case. But what we do have is we have the knowledge of who he really is and what he has been showing on this app during that time, right after the burglary. And, the owner of Swamp Collectibles doesn't know that information. So, I hope that, these statements are taken seriously. And again, like I said, on both sides. I mean, I'm not saying that people that genuinely have positive experience with him should be silenced. They should not, because if the shoe was on the other foot and somebody that I really supported and liked was in Mike's condition, I would send a character letter of, my experiences with the person. So I think that everybody should have a voice here. But again, be really clear that when you do put your name on a letter, you're sending it to a court, and you're sending it for a judge to put into a court record. Be sure that information will be saved, and be sure that information will be posted publicly. I mean, it's as simple as that. Let me see if there's anybody else that wanted to come up here. I see 2 people in the requests right now. Did you guys want to come up? Bertina, I don't know if you've had time to write a letter yet. I see that you're in here. Hey, Dala.
And them acting like, a lot of that, what was crazy is, in those letters, like, you would think they're talking about, like, their best friend that lives down the street. They're talking about a man they know online. They don't know him in person. They don't know him in person. No. They know nothing about him other than what he shows them online. But, they want to act like he lives next door and rescues kittens and I've seen him personally. You've never seen him personally do anything. So it's just wild that, the links they'll go to
I'm
make
sorry,
him
Breeze.
try to look good.
Breeze, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Nelson! Hi, Nelson. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block, Nelson. Nelson, you want to come up and spit some bars?
One fish, two fish, three
Please,
fish.
no.
Huh? Nelson, you want to come up? I know you said that you usually stay in your lane, but you're going to swerve. Why don't you come up here and swerve? Oh, Nelson, don't be like that now. I sent you an invitation. Come on up. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm fan-fucking-tastic now that I'm in your box. I feel like I'm a fucking star now.
Well,
yeah,
don't feel like
really
do. Well, yeah, don't feel like
really do.
Nobody else.
I really love them letters. I think the judge will laugh loudly at them. Actually, I really do.
Judge Gilmore didn't laugh.
What's that? She's already laughed at the ones that have been sent already.
Who's been laughing? I haven't been laughing at shit. I didn't hear nothing. All I heard was ones that you guys wrote.
Tell me something, Nelson.
If you're lucky, I will. I don't have to answer anybody, but go ahead.
Oh God.
Oh God. And no, I won't date you. If that's the question you're trying, I won't date you. If that's the question you're trying to ask me, I don't want you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to date you. I'm not interested in you. Geriatric women.
Tell me something. Why do people that are so self-conscious about themselves and insecure always have to resort to that you think people want to date you?
Oh, I don't know. I just seen a video that was on somebody else's page that you were in love with me or something like that. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Trust me, I'm not. You wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, Jesus. You, while you're up here, tell me something. Tell me, I know you support Florida Man. Tell me what you think is so great about him.
Look, I could be friends with somebody and not support the choices that they make.
Tell me something.
Tell me where I said I openly fucking support everything he done, said, and everything about it. I'll wait.
Didn't he
say you made a video supporting him?
Oh, I made a video that says I support him?
Yeah, you made it.
Okay, support him?
Yeah, you made it.
Okay, can you go get me that and bring it back to me? I'll wait for that.
Let me clarify. You made a video
Yeah. Support
regarding.
him. No, you said support. You said support. I support him.
As I said, let me clarify. Do you know what the word?
Support him.
As I said, let me clarify. Do you know what the word clarify means?
No, I know what you said. Support me.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You did post a video
Cry about
saying regarding his charges, like he was gonna get out and that.
No. What?
Wasn't it? Didn't you say? Wasn't it hashtag Free Florida Man?
Listen, the 156 days or whatever it was, it has nothing to do with him. Actually, it's my look, people in your chat I already know. Why don't you ask I already know. Why don't you ask I mean, I can't even speak about it because some people cry to the courts and lie to the courts about being so scared of somebody. I got a protection order and I can't mention shit, so there's that. But that's what that shit. So there's that. But that's what that video was about. It had nothing to do with whatever the fuck you say it's about.
Free Florida Man? Yeah, hashtag Free Florida Man. That doesn't show support for him?
No, that's not support. That's freedom of speech. I could say that and not support him. That's freedom of speech. I could say that and not support him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sounds like support
Oh,
to me.
Jesus. Hey, do you support Ratina contacting the man that took advantage of me?
Did you write a letter to the court?
Did you guys support that? Did you guys support that?
I don't know anything about that. So.
I don't know anything about that at all either. I want to know if you wrote a letter.
We don't know nothing about it. We don't know nothing about it.
Did you press legal charge? Did you do any? Did you press legal charge? Did you do anything legally?
Did I do what legally?
Did you file anything legally against her for doing it?
No, I have a protection order that she has against me.
Oh, so she has one against. Oh, so she has one against. She has one against you.
Yeah, she went and lied to the courts and said that I went around saying that that she contacted my child. Listen, my child's biological child. Child's biological child.
Oh, see ya. Oops.
This is why she
has a
supports Florida
protection order
Man.
against you, but she did something wrong.
They're both
to you.
harassers and
And she's
stalkers.
still up here mentioning her name.
Oh,
You're mentioning her name.
Jesus. Oh, boy. One fish, two fish, get the fuck out of here. How's that? Now, I kicked her ass out of here. Out of here. Like I said at the beginning of this, what is it with these people who are so, who have such, low or high opinions of themselves, that they come into somebody's live. And the first thing they have to do is make it like sexual or something. I mean, what is up with that?
Yeah, it's really gross.
I mean,
and
it's weird behavior. The people that are on a certain side that she is with, they always do that. It always has to do with, this person's, dating this person and they're doing this and this one, is doing. What the hell is wrong with that? Be a little more creative, for Christ's sakes. My God. So clarifying that, okay? She said that she didn't make a video supporting him. Show me where it is. Okay. As I went through my files in my head, I remembered the video she made was hashtag Free Florida Man. So I'm assuming if you want him free, that means you support him. So that was a little bit inaccurate there, Nelson. And then you're trying to throw somebody that I consider a friend on this app under a bus. Yet you're the one who the protection order is against. So figure that one out. One fish, two fish.
I mean, he said himself, if you're friends with me, you support what I do.
Clear skies. You can expect more of the same tonight with a low of 27 degrees Good night. Hope you had a great day.
Thank you, Alexa.
You just made my day. Happy to help anytime. Happy to help anytime.
You're the best. I had a better conversation with Alexa than I did with Nelson. Figure that one out. Figure that one out.
I know nothing about Nelson, like, at all. So how does she know anything about what even happened? What Florida man did to me back at the beginning of 2024?
She doesn't.
Was Nelson even around then? Was Nelson even around then? Was she friends with him then? Like, I don't even. Wow.
I just want to say, Smash, see how nicely she responded with her Alexa. Maybe you need to switch to Alexa since you're always having trouble with yours. Because Smash uses, what is it she uses? I forget the name of it. It's the Amazon one. Maybe you need to switch to Alexa, Smash. Because Alexa seems much nicer.
Alexa is a sweetheart.
Yeah, Echo. Echo. You switch to Alexa. Alexa's better than Echo.
So, hi, Rube. So, looking back at what that was just all about, which I have no clue what that was all about. If she's still in here, she can join the block list. Absolutely. So I again with all these letters. Come here, Rubes. Here's food if you want to come down. Come here. With these letters, with these character statements, obviously, people do get to put what they want. When you back it up with documents and all that, I think that speaks louder. I would love to see these people that are writing these character letters, what documents they're going to use to support that. Because I'm not really sure what there is to show that he has been a victim of harassment on here, and he has had to deal with stress because of it. That one nearly made me wet my pants because again, as I've always said, putting the truth out about him, if that causes him stress, then that's on him because it's what he's done. So it's all kind of weird to me, I'll tell you. So, Scam, Breezy, do you guys have anything to add? Is there anybody that wants to come up and add anything? Anybody in the chat?
I thought I saw Regina requested, but I could be wrong.
She's coming.
Yeah, there's a couple of requests, but I'm not sure if they meant to request.
I don't know. Did you want to come up, Bertina? Where do you go to make a statement? I posted a video, I believe I did, with the name of the. Actually, wait a minute. I can do it right now. Hold on.
Yeah, a few people.
Hold on.
Yeah, two people asked me for the email address. I have to take note of it as well. I had screenshotted it from your live. Oh, there it is. I'm going to write it down because I had screenshotted it from your live yesterday.
Yep, there it is. FeagleR at circuit8.org. Raina Fiegel is the clerk of courts for the judge that is overseeing his case. So either take a screenshot, write it down, and just be aware that be confident if you're going to write something, tell the truth. Don't don't be dishonest in it, and just know that it will be posted, and your name will be shown. But as I've always said, if you're telling the truth about it, you don't have anything to fear. If people want to say something about what you've written, then they're probably using their heads and doing that, because I know the people on that have sent letters that I know of, they have documents to back up what they're saying. So.
And you can send attachments with pictures, like screenshots. You can't send video by email, but you can send screenshots. I would send, don't just send random stuff. You want it to be it needs to make an impact. So don't just send mean stuff, or that he said. I mean, we could send a million things, but stick to the most important, the threats, smash. You've got a very good one to say if you wanted to send, stuff like that. And again, we'll reiterate, if you are planning on filing a protection order or filing charges for violating protection order, anything like that, right now's the time to do it. Because he is somewhere where he has to respond to it. So be getting that paperwork in. And I worry, well, I'm not worried because I know it won't matter, but it almost feels like, to me, with all the correspondence they're doing, it almost feels like they're just trying to overwhelm the court clerk, to make it seem like, oh, well, all this, it's just a bunch of random, and kind of overwhelm them with so much. Make it look like it's all just crap, but judges aren't dumb.
No.
Neither are DAs.
They've been to this rodeo before,
Yeah.
And I think that when you get a lot of correspondences regarding this stuff, and you start reading them, and a lot of them sound like the same wording, the same incidences of why he's a good guy. I think they see that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when they get statements from people that have been adversely affected by him, and it's specific, disgusting, and continued stuff that he's done, and you're willing to put your name on it, I think, again, that speaks volumes. I really do.
Yeah. And like Scam said, if you've got a PO and you're willing to do that, send a copy of the PO. If you're filing one, send a copy of that, just so that that's in the court file. That he has these protective orders. Again, that goes to character. It shows, his habitual, nature. It's just, even if you don't want to send a letter, if you have a protective order, send a copy of that in.
Yep.
If you're comfortable with that,
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens. I think the next thing that he has is an appearance. I think it's the end of April. I don't think it has anything in terms of I think it's just like kind of motions and seeing where everybody is in the case. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You know, everybody, send in your character, send in your character assessments, whether you support him or
Hold
not.
up. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat says, I'm sorry for everything he has put y'all through. I am the mother of his kids. He hasn't changed. Mother of his kids. He hasn't changed.
What?
Of higher equality. Is that really true? Because I don't know.
Would you like to come up here?
It's not a 0-0 account.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll all drop and we'll turn off the chat. I don't want to put anybody in a position, but I mean, now they may feel more comfortable and safe to, and you have a voice, and you deserve to have that voice if you want it. I mean, we're not going to say you know.
She said not on video, but I'm not
You don't
sure if
have
that
to.
means you
You
don't have
don't
to
have
turn
to
your
turn your
camera on.
video on.
You don't
No,
have to
you
go
can
on
just
video.
we have just audio right here. And
They
like I
are
said,
friends with
we'll turn the
Smith.
chat off if you want. We will completely turn the chat off if that makes you more comfortable.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
Okay. Okay. How are you?
I'm good. My real name's Amy. You don't have to give yours.
Oh, my name's Samantha. I'm not afraid of him.
Um, I I appreciate you coming in.
Messaged a few times in the chat, but I was kind of trying to decide if I wanted to put it out there.
I appreciate you coming up. I mean, I have I have so many questions. I
Nobody
do.
knows him better than I do.
Wow. Would you mind
Go for
answering
it.
some?
Go
Wow.
for it. Go
Wow.
for it.
Wow. And I appreciate you doing this.
Well, can I first start off by saying that Mike does these things to a lot of people, and I've known him since 2010. So I'm the one that said I've known him for 16 years. Same song and dance, same people. And he abandoned his kids. In 2019. He sits there and claims that he has kids, but he hasn't asked about them. He don't do nothing with them. And so he's never come after me because I have his kids. I think that's my only saving grace.
How are the kids? They're doing well?
Oh, they're great.
Well?
Oh, they're great.
That's good.
And I called the prosecutor's office when I seen his reduction motion, and I told them, I was like, absolutely not. He's not using my kids as a reason that he needs to get out of jail, because he does not have any ties to these kids.
Wow.
Our youngest was 2. Our youngest was 2 when he walked away. And he hasn't seen him in 7 years. He wouldn't even be able to pick that man out of a crowd of 5 people.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I
Wow.
saw that and I was like, wow, I can't believe he claimed those kids as a tie to the community. That's just, ugh,
No, no,
ugh.
no. And I'm not allowing it because you don't get to use the children that you don't have anything to do with as a reason that you need to get out of jail when you're exactly where you belong.
That's gross.
Exactly where you belong.
That's gross. That's gross that he would do that. That really
Yeah.
is.
I just have one question, and it's just to clear up because I don't want anyone to think that we're spreading anything false. There ever any? There's been people saying that there was things that happened that had a reason he wasn't allowed around his children. Was that the case, or was it just that he left?
So there were some allegations against him from other people, and he left Florida December of 2019, and he didn't contact me again until April of 2023 when I lost my dad. Just to give me his condolences, like I wanted to hear from him, and didn't even ask about the kids. So
Wow. So there was
Oh
no
no.
issues with the kids, like he no anything, like that with
There
his
were people
children.
putting out
no.
allegations, and
Yeah.
no,
We
people never
never
really
put that
pushed
out
it.
because we
Right.
never
There
saw
was
proof
nothing
of it.
founded.
Yeah,
So
saw
there was
proof
nothing
of it.
founded.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm a very honest person. So like, if he did something, I'm gonna say it. But if he didn't do something, I'm gonna tell you he didn't do that.
No, and
You
that's
know,
the way.
didn't do that.
No, and
You
that's
know,
the way it should be.
100%.
You know.
so I will tell you that. Hold on one second. One of the kids just walked out. Hey, you guys need to go inside now. You guys need to go inside now. It's dark out. Me time. Thank you. Sorry. I came outside because I didn't want them to hear anything. They don't know anything.
No,
I want them to hear anything. They don't know
no,
anything.
right. I have a lot of respect for you for raising two kids.
I
Yeah,
actually have four.
yeah. Wow.
That I've raised on my own, and he was abusive to my oldest two children. So
I'm so sorry. But I'm so sorry. But you are strong. You're awesome.
Wow.
somebody had tried to get a hold of me, and but they got a hold of my sister, and I didn't know any of this was going on, and my sister was like, hey, somebody got a hold of me, they're trying to get a hold of you, and I was like, absolutely not. Like,
Right.
my life has been so much better without the drama. And stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
now people are coming out the woodworks trying to find me.
Do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel about his situation right now? What are your thoughts on it?
You want to know my honest thoughts?
Yes.
Thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
I hope that he gets the consequences that he's deserved for many years. He's gotten off on everything that he's ever been arrested for, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he's
Also, this is the second time in his life that he's gotten arrested by the U.S. Marshals. So
really.
Wow.
Oh.
What was the first incident for?
I want to say he was a juvenile, but it was for stolen computers.
Oh, was
Was
this
that
down
when
in
he had that
Florida?
business? Was that when he had that
No.
business?
No. This
Oh.
was actually before I met him in 2010. I was 21 when I met him.
When the time that you were with Mike, did he ever have like I want to word this properly, like a legit job, like a 9 to 5, where he grinded out every day, or was it always something? Just because to me, from what I've heard, it's always been something kind of sus.
So actually, we met working. Met working.
Okay.
So when I met him, he was working a legitimate job. He actually worked 2 jobs.
Wow.
And you know, he didn't look like he does now because I would have never. But no, he did. He worked 2 jobs. He didn't have the only reason he has a license is because of me. He walked to work and then got off from one job and went straight to the other job.
Wow.
What
And then,
changed him?
Wow.
What changed him, I wonder, from being an actual hardworking, citizen, normal person to being who he is now? Like, what flipped that, What flipped that,
well, what I mean, so it was 2010 that I knew him, and and we hung out for a while, and then he asked me out and I told him no. And then 4 years later we reconnected and he seemed like a completely different person than what he was then.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I was literally moving to Georgia and he followed me to Georgia. And then I told him, tax time, I'm moving to Illinois. And he's like, can we talk about this? And I was like, no. I was like, you just don't have to go. And he's like, well, I guess I'm moving to Illinois. So he literally followed me everywhere that I went.
Wow. Does he have any relationship with any of his family members? And don't say their names. I'm just curious about
No,
that.
I wouldn't. Not the ones that I talked to.
Okay. Yeah, because there was never that indication with me that he had any support from any of his family members. In the past, and I'm aware of, his past in terms of that. So it doesn't surprise me. But so you said that when you first met Mike, he was completely different than when you met up with him again. At that time, the second time that you met up with him, and he's talked about him. I
feel like I'm being interviewed by the news.
Well, you are providing
Tammy is very good at this.
You're providing you're providing kind of the missing link information here, because there's always things that I wondered about how did he become the person he is today? Because
well, wholeheartedly, he was raised like that.
In what way, if you don't mind me asking? Because I mean,
taking advantage of the system, beating the system.
Do you know, without getting into specifics, he seems to have a problem specifically with women. He likes to harass, intimidate, bully, sexualize.
No, actually, back when, obviously I haven't seen him since 2019, but, a tiger doesn't change his stripes, except for in this case, because it was always men that he would, like, I always say that he is emotionally vicious.
Mm-hmm.
To people,
Right.
Not emotionally, mentally vicious to people.
Yes.
And, so, you know, so he gets all these minions that just do his dirty work for him. You know, all these groupies and stuff. It's almost like it's a cult, and he's
Yes.
their leader. And they're
We
like
we've used that we've used that
the role
analogy.
model.
We've used that analogy several times. I mean, it's bizarre. Like, and I, you know, I'm going to tell you what he can be charismatic, and I could see how people could gravitate towards him because he has a bravado to him that I think some people who don't have that like. You know, to me, I just always thought he was just hot air and he was an asshole. But you know, I can see how people would be attracted to that. But what you're saying is that even over the years that he wasn't on this app, the behavior was that there would be people that would be willing to help him out.
Oh yeah.
You know, to do different things for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
The same people are still doing it.
Yeah.
That I know personally.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh,
but a
Jesus.
detective got a hold of me. So if that tells you anything,
I'm sorry, who did?
a detective
Oh,
Wow.
which area?
in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised, we have a, there's a video somewhere, and if I need to find it, I will find it, where he admitted on a live that he lied to a judge in order to get a lesser term, to get some certain charges dropped out of his, what he was being arrested for. Was he always? What was that? I'm sorry.
You talking about his arrest in 2020?
It was the one where he was picked up with two people. I believe it was the one where he was stealing something, and then he said that he was the only one involved. Yes, Yes, it was with
There's
her.
two other people that got charges in that case, and one of them was forced to go with him. She was an innocent bystander, and she caught charges because of that. So he's ruined her life.
Mm. Wow.
At a young age, mind you.
Yes.
I recently talked to her, and she was like telling, because apparently he had told her that I was just this horrible person and I wouldn't let him see his kids, and that she was not allowed to get in contact with me, and that I would hate her and this and that. And I said, look, I don't know you to say that I dislike you, but hate is a strong word.
Right.
You know, and there's never been a time when I've told him that he couldn't see the kids because he hasn't tried.
Wow.
You know, and so then, she was 19 and he was 32 when they got together.
Wow.
And she says to me, well, he talked to you on the phone, and I just want to know if this was true or if this was just another one of his things where she said he told me that you said, where'd you pick her up, the playground? And I said, I absolutely did because you look like you're 13. So I absolutely did ask him if he picked you up off a playground.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I used to know her a couple years ago on this app. I thought she was nice. I mean, we always.
She's a genuinely good person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Did
Do you have any court cases against him for back child support, or did you just want to wash your hands of the situation and not even deal with him anymore?
So I do not have any cases for child support against him. I can't really speak about what my future actions are going to be.
Right.
Currently.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But there will be some. There will be some.
Yeah, you can't really get money from somebody who doesn't work, so it's kind of waste,
It is, yes, but to have that, I agree with that, Breeze, but to have that filed with a court, from what I understand, if and when he ever got a job and would start working, he would have to pay back child support. I mean, he would have to make good.
He would, but the thing is that, I want to take my kids on a cruise so bad. So bad. I want them to experience life things and things like that. But I can't. And do you know why? But I can't. And do you know why? Because I have to get a letter from him. I have to get a letter from him saying that it's okay for me to take them on a cruise. So a man that doesn't support his kids, doesn't see his kids, doesn't have anything to do with them, has a say in where I take them? I don't think so.
That's wild, yeah.
That's horrible.
Petition to sever his rights completely.
Were you guys ever married or no?
No.
So just since he's the father, and I use that term loosely, he still has say whether or not you can go away with the kids?
So he doesn't have any say in where I move. I can move all over the country if I want to. I have. But I can't take them on a cruise ship that goes to a different country because I have to have permission from the other parent, even if he's not a custodial parent.
That's diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
That is diabolical.
He seems like the type that would not sign it. Just out of spite. He just seems like that type to me.
I don't know because, like I said, he's never come after me. He's never come after me, but he has come after his own family and my friends and things like that, but I've always been that one person that he won't touch because I have his children.
At least that's a good thing,
But even if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be afraid of him because he talks a big game, but he's not going to do anything.
And do you mean that?
How many arrests do you see of his where he's been the defendant of battery? How many do you see of him, doing anything physical? He doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't.
Right.
He gets in your head and, makes you think that he's going to, but he won't.
I was never personally afraid of him doing anything physical to me. What I knew that he did to people was what everybody was afraid of. And the things that he did in my personal life with contacting family members, putting the false information out. That's what he was all about, there's different levels of being concerned with somebody.
I agree.
And that was my concern, with him, and he didn't disappoint. I mean, he did do some, pretty rotten things. but again, I think the big thing here, I think the big thing here is this, and this goes out to everybody. I was informed a couple days ago that he was just recently served in prison with a protection order. And obviously it was delivered to him because he's being incarcerated now, and that stuff will be delivered to him. So as I said, I'm sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing like people are asking a bunch of questions, and I've had the phone up to my ear like a dumbass, thinking I'm on the phone.
Oh no, that's okay.
Do you care if I answer some of these questions that people have?
No, you can do what you want. You can do what you want.
Well, this is your platform.
No, but that's fine. If there's something that is uncomfortable, obviously, I would go on the side of caution. I don't want you to be put in a situation where you don't want to put anything out there. Just protect yourself.
Oh no, I won't. Right. Okay, so Scram Nana said he must love the control. He doesn't have control over me. I've never tried to reach out to him to get permission to take them on a cruise or anything like that. So he doesn't dictate what I do.
Right.
Yes, he is on their birth certificates. They do. Well, I'm not gonna say that actually. He is on the birth certificates. Paternity has not been established. So he has no parental rights to them, because in Florida you have to establish paternity within a court of law to do so.
Okay.
Okay.
So if he hasn't established paternity through a court of law, is there any way that you can get legal help in finding that, since he has not been a parent to the kids for so many years? Is there a way that you can get it established where you don't have to get permission by him anymore?
If I were to strip his rights, yes. Gloria asked me if CPS was called by somebody on TikTok. No.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he said that multiple times. He said CPS was called and there was an investigation and he's been put through hell by that. Nobody believed it.
How would he know?
Right.
How would he know? Nobody knew where he was.
He was still putting out there that he was in contact with his kids, and I think even recently, if I'm not mistaken, he said he had seen his kids, like within the past year or so.
No, that is not true.
So pretty much he's a deadbeat dad.
Yes. For all intents and purposes.
He's proud of it. Remember, he said, "I'm a deadbeat dad." He said it like deadbeat dad. He said it like he was proud of it.
Mm.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far for him.
Yeah.
So
I know.
We know about his dad and that situation, and we didn't really go into detail on it because it kind of makes you feel sorry for him in a way, but.
Knockout, he is not using my address. I don't know who lives at that address for the bond.
Oh, I didn't know there was one that was put out. That's interesting.
Yeah, said please be aware he's using your previous address for bond. No, I've never lived in an apartment in Gainesville.
Yeah, it's in a, you really can't find out who it is.
Right.
No way.
Right. So, tell me something. What was the reason he left? Was it because there were possibly some charges coming his way and he ran?
Yeah.
Wow. And were you aware? And were you aware of what the allegations were?
No, I'm not sure. I am not sure. I didn't talk to him like that. Um, you know, he was dating somebody else at that time, and then took them out of state to where they wanted to move, and they broke up and whatnot.
Wow.
May have been around this time of the Walmart thefts and all of that. With
It
that
was
girl.
2019. No, and that was the girl that he took to a different state is a different girl than the one that got in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Somebody just said in the chat if he hasn't had contact with the kids for 6 months, you can terminate his parental rights. For abandonment.
Like I said, I can't speak to what I'm going to be doing in the future.
Okay. Yep. Good point.
I don't.
Good point. I'm looking at.
When it comes to things like that, it can be hard, just like it's been with the protective orders when someone's on the run and you can't find them. It can be hard to get any kind of legal processes done. So now, that he's in jail, it's a lot easier for everybody,
Right.
So, for everybody,
Right.
So.
Right. And like I said, I was told that he had just been served with a PO. I think it actually happened on St. Patrick's Day. This is the time now. I mean, anybody that has been any type of victim of his, he can't run from it now.
Yeah. Ashley said it's interesting that he's on the birth certificate then. Usually a paternity affidavit is signed for unmarried parents. Yes, that is true. However, when you're in Florida, when you're trying to get visitation, you have to physically go to court and say that those are your children. That is you establishing paternity in the court of law.
Wow. Does Mike have any close friends off of social media? And I don't want to know their names. I'm just interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think knowing Mike and knowing what he's capable of, and I'm sure, have you been kind of behind the scenes and you kind of know what's been going on with him, with his behavior on this app?
So honestly, I haven't thought about that man in years. Like I said, I lost contact with him in 2019. 2023, when my dad died, he got a hold of me to offer condolences. And if this tells you anything, he said, I heard you were up here. Let me know if you need money to get back to Florida. I was in Florida. So if that tells you that he didn't know where we lived and hasn't had contact with his kids.
Wow.
So when did you first then get back on TikTok to see some of this stuff that was going on?
I've been TikTok. I just hadn't seen anything that was going on until somebody reached out to my sister. And I don't even know who that was. My sister doesn't remember the name or phone number or anything like that, but they were trying to get her to give my contact info out, and my sister was like, she said no, leave it alone. And so until then, I had no idea that any of this was going on. Wow. It wasn't until somebody that was victimized by him reached out to me trying to drag me into it.
That wasn't any of us, by the way. And it wasn't any of us, by the way. I will say that.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't me.
No, I know who it was, but I'm not going to put the name out there because it was.
He did not see his kids on Father's Day. He did not see his kids on Father's Day. He hasn't seen his kids on Father's Day since 2019, and I'm not even sure he's seen them then.
Wow. When Mike was a parent and he was home, was he a good father for the kids? I mean, you already told the kids. I mean, you already told us regarding how he treated the other two kids. Was he a good dad? Was he a doting dad? I'm trying to look
to our daughter, and the young, our two, yeah. I mean, like, he would try and teach our daughter how to fight by having her punch him in the face, and, yeah, no, like he was there. He didn't help with baths. He didn't help really with putting him to sleep, except for like when I was having a really hard time with our youngest and stuff. Like sometimes all he wanted was to just lay in his lap while he, surfed eBay or something, so, and then, the year after we split, we shared custody, I mean, like, obviously not in the court, but we had an agreement that worked for us. I worked 4 days and I was off 3 days. So I would get them the night that I got off from the 4 days and would have them that night until the night before I went back to work. And then he had them on the days that I worked, so it worked out. And then just all of a sudden he up and disappeared. Like I really thought that he was going to stay in their lives and stuff, and he didn't.
Wow.
You think it could have been rug related?
I don't know what that means.
You can't say an addiction.
Does it start with a D? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, honestly, because I don't know what he did in his spare time.
Because he's been pretty open about it on this app.
I know he used to. When him and I were together, he was not. Actively using.
Yeah,
I can't speak to now or
years. He had admitted to math, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Adderall and some other things. A lot of uppers.
Yeah, a variety of pills.
See, I wouldn't even know that. I don't take anything. I don't know what anything is. Like, I'm the most boring person you've ever met.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And there was somebody that said I sent you a follow request. If that was okay, yeah. I don't care. All you guys are gonna see is nail content.
So what would you say to the women, because there are women that are, sending in, letters for him in support of him, that still follow him. What would you say to those women who believe the stuff that he says and believe he's a good guy?
Okay, that's actually a good question. So I would say that you have a limited amount of time, and then once he doesn't have a use for you anymore, he's just going to throw you to the side like he has everybody else.
Yeah, and that's what we've always said. I mean, he has used people on this app for his own benefits, without.
It's really, not just on the app.
Yeah.
Not just on the app.
Yeah. But as I said in my letter that I sent to the court, and I was honest. I don't know what his life is like off the app. I don't have what his life is like off the app. I don't have that type of, I never had that type of a relationship with him. You know, my experience with him has solely been on this app, and what he's done to me because I've been on this app. You know, I'm sure there are things that he's done for people. That have been helpful and that have been supportive. But, you know, from what I've seen and from what I know about him, you know, in my opinion, is a preponderance of, of, um, of evidence that he is not the good guy that a lot of people claim that he is.
No, no,
You know,
no.
but you know,
Like
no, go on. I'm sorry.
he can be a supportive person, you know. He I don't know. When we were together, I always found it weird because he would always call me by my name, by my government name.
Right.
And I always found that weird because when you're in a relationship with somebody, especially for as long as we were, you know, it's like you do the hun, the babe, the whatever, and whatever. And one day I asked him about it, and he said to me, "I only call women by their names or their actions."
What?
Whoa, wow.
That,
Whoa, wow.
that is bizarre. That is bizarre.
When I asked him that, it was literally like a few months, before we split. So
the writing was on the wall. That's what you're saying. You kind of saw that.
I mean, I guess at least he was honest.
Yeah.
At least he was honest, I guess.
Very sexist and like, you know, he just sees himself above women. He always seemed that way. He always preferred to attack women. When it comes to men, he's not as, you know, he'll go out. He's went after a couple of men, but he when it comes when it comes to face with them, like, or, you know, in a box with them on a live, he backs down very quickly. But not with women. Like women, he will go full on. So like
Yeah.
he is much more comfortable going at women than he is at men.
Yes.
All these, yes, no pet names. That was the word I was looking for. There's questions of, oh, I lost it. Did he know you were on TikTok? I don't know. I have no idea. He's never had the balls to reach out though. So either he knew and didn't say anything or he didn't know.
He probably didn't want anybody finding you.
No. And I mean, I think I think if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can clear this up, didn't he make a comment one time about if people contact the mother of his kids, you know, and there was some threat after that? Didn't he say something about that?
Yes.
I believe
I
he
mean,
did.
yes.
I believe
I
he
mean,
did.
somebody actually just sent that to me. He said, well, there's two things that was sent to me, and these were things that he typed in his Discord. This one thing says, and this is written by him, full transparency time. I'm not a deadbeat dad. There would be child support paperwork to show for it.
Yeah.
There's effing not, so put it the F together. And then he says, I have one kid that's biologically mine, and I legally adopted my daughter, and they have two siblings that I don't treat any effing different than them.
Yeah, okay.
I want to see this green screen Holly Mae, all you sick ass, dirty MF C words for every single one of you that have went live and said, I touched my kids. I'm going to make sure you have to get a protection, have to get a protection order on me. And it just goes on. And then he says, how many mother effing times has CPS been to my place and questioning my effing kids about people on the internet say your dad, people on the internet say your dad touches you. F you, I'm going to F you all over, every single one of you. I mean it with everything.
Okay, none of that has ever happened. None of that has ever happened. None of that has ever happened. Nobody has come to my house. There's been no CPS cases. You know, please go inside.
Oh, and it continued. It says, be it I'll ruin your job, ruin your life, or I'm sorry.
Green cards
Let's make sure the kids aren't in earshot.
on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm walking down the driveway, so they can't. Turning the phone down, so they can't.
No, yeah, no, that's
it
why.
Continued on. It said, I mean it with everything that's in me, be it. With everything that's in me, be it. I ruin your job, ruin your life, or make you unalive yourself. But he said a different word. Because the skeletons I drag out of your closet are something you can't deal with. So those were threats that he made and statements.
Yeah, nothing's happened with my kids. Like, my kids and I have been good for the last 7 years. I mean, I've busted my butt to provide for them and give them everything that they need and most of what they want. Like, are they spoiled? No. But they're also the most grateful kids you'll ever meet.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
You don't need him.
Somebody said something about, and I can't find the comment now because there's been so many coming in. I'm not used to this TikTok live stuff. This is literally the first time I've ever done it.
I appreciate it.
Somebody said something about his brother taking the kids. That never happened. His brother did file to try to take the kids because Mike lied to his brother about me, saying that I was on drugs and things like that. But in all actuality, I did keto for 8 months, and I went from 207 pounds down to 160 pounds in 8 months. And then
Awesome.
I stopped doing keto, but then I started a really physically demanding job, and I dropped another 30 pounds within like 2 months. And yeah, so he was lying to them, you know, telling them things that wasn't true about me, or things that wasn't true that I said, or that I didn't say. But then telling me things that they were saying and it wasn't true. And then, you know, so there was a lot of hostility between me and his brother's family for a little while until, we had gotten together and we compared all of these stories, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, we no longer had a wrinkle on the forehead towards each other because, you know, we realized that he was just trying to play us against each other.
Wow.
Wow.
And that is his own flesh and blood, his own kids that he did that to, and to the mother of his children. Which goes to show you that he's an equal opportunity D-bag. I'm not going to say the word. I'm just, you know, it's funny because Mike talks a big game on here, as do his supporters. And they are very particular about parenting and about people that are deadbeats and people that don't treat their children well and all this, that, and the other thing. And I'm really interested And I'll be interested to hear over the next couple days when they go live, and they discuss my live tonight. And I'd like to hear how they feel about this man now, knowing that they've been lied to about his parenting situation and his family situation.
I can tell you exactly what it's going to be. All these fangirls that he has following him, they're going to believe everything that he said. But if any one of them has ever been a single mom, would listen to the ex.
Exactly.
And they're going to say, "Oh, she's just a bitter baby mama." No, I'm not just a bitter baby mama. No, I'm not. Because my kids and I have a great life. I don't need child support from him to take care of my kids.
And you know what? Quite honestly, based on things that I've seen, y'all are probably much better off without him. And the kids are probably, much better off without, having somebody like that in their orbit. Considering, and I'm sure you are quite aware of his, lengthy criminal history, culminating with what he's in for now. Obviously that's not any type of a good atmosphere, to raise children in when you have a parent that has been in and out of, criminal, issues, especially this past one, for some time, and the thing to me that makes me wonder, because I always try to, with these people I don't understand, I try to get an understanding. And with him, you said when you guys first met, he had 2 jobs and he was working hard. And, he was doing everything right. What changed? Like, what was it in him that changed, where he either lost the jobs or he just didn't work anymore? And it seems like he focused more on a criminal, a criminal life rather than that of somebody doing the right thing.
I can't speak on that because, like I said, we met in 2010. We hung out into 2011, and then we lost contact for several years until 2015. And it seems like that's when some of the the littler stuff. Well, I say littler stuff, but you've obviously seen the stuff. From 2015.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I can't even begin to even assume.
So there's some people in the chat that are, just want to kind of warn you about some of the accounts that are friends with Mike still on here. Okay.
I've seen them.
Just to, be careful, because they may use fake accounts to try to befriend you or get information from you. They may try to come at you, call you a liar, dox you. You just never know, okay?
Well, wouldn't that be going against everything that Mike said that he would go after people for, is contacting me?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well,
True that.
So
I mean, it's still his children, so, I mean, if they want to protect his children, then they should
Take a step
look,
away.
I'm not speaking on anything that I don't have firsthand experience with. Like you guys are asking me questions, what changed? What changed in him? I honestly don't know, and I'm not going to speculate.
Right.
I know how he was when we were together. I know how he was with how he was with the kids for the short time after Split until his departure from Florida in 2019. Aside from that, I don't know.
Right. Right. Wow.
You know, and I'm not gonna have somebody trying to. I'm not gonna tolerate anybody trying to bully me or my children. Like, we're locked and loaded over here. This is Florida.
Yeah. Amen. I'm proud to be an American. I always sing that song when people bring that up. Knowing what you know about Mike, and Mike was on the run since the end of July of 2025 until he was picked up in February. Knowing what you know about him, do you think that he could have done that all? Do you think that he could have done that all on his own, or do you think he would have needed
the burglary?
That and the fact that he was literally on the run, hiding from the officers of the law. Do you think that he had help along the way?
No.
Do you think that he had help along the way?
Oh yeah, everybody does. Every criminal has somebody that they can run to that will house them because they still see the good in those people. Who is say what says you actually have been fairly kind to him, so much so that I was suspicious for a minute. Like, what do I need to do to prove to you that I'm his kid's mom?
Right. Now, listen, people are used to two kind of people on this app. People that hate and people that like. They're not used to when somebody can be in the middle and be honest and admit that they don't know something, and they're not going to put false information out just to say it. And sometimes we've got to remind ourselves that there are people on this app that are honest, and there's no reason for them to trash on somebody if there's no reason to. Does he have any family in Arizona?
I was just reading that as well. Oh, sorry, I just chugged a Dr. Pepper. Hold on.
Oh, good.
Dr. Pepper. Hold on.
Oh, good. You're my girl.
So the first question that your mom's mom asked was, did he ever send you money for you or your kids? No. The last time that he did anything for the kids was when our daughter was in kindergarten. He took her to the store, bought her an overabundance of clothes and shoes. Like, he told her one pair and then ended up buying her 4 because she wanted them in different colors. Like I said, he was a good, he was a good dad when he was around, and then he wasn't. So aside from that, no. And my daughter's in 6th grade now. That was
Wow.
kindergarten.
Jesus.
And then, does he have anyone in Arizona? I have no idea. Not that I know of. But I haven't had any contact with him since 2019. So I wouldn't know any of the new people anyway.
Right. Wow. Hi, J Grandma. Scam Breezy J Grandma. Do you guys have any questions you'd like to ask?
I didn't mean to get in a box. I'm sorry. It was, I guess, yeah.
Okay. I'll drop you. I don't know, Breezy and Scam, if you guys have any questions, just, harp in. Anybody in the chat, too, if you guys want to come up and ask a question.
I guess I just wanted to know if you were surprised by what you've found out now on TikTok, of the different things he's the different things he's done and the way he's treated people and harassed and stalked and doxed people and all that. Like, do you find that surprising? Is that completely different from the person that you knew?
I find it surprising in the fact that he targets women now. Because, like I said, he always targeted men before. Women were off limits. You know, like he was never that way towards women. So I don't know what flipped there either. You know, and I'm definitely not one of those victim blamers or anything. So I believe what people tell me until you prove me wrong. You know, until you prove me wrong. You know, or until I can prove you wrong. You know, but I have no desire to. You know, like. This is y'all's story. I'm not in it. All I can tell you is my story and, you know,
Right.
the things that I dealt with. Like I said, and I will continue to say it. You know, he was a good dad when, he was a good dad when he was around.
Right.
And, you know, he bought the kids anything that they wanted. He used to make a joke, in fact, that because our daughter, anytime he would take her to the gas station, she always said that she wanted a bug juice and yellow chips. Lay's original potato chips. Lay's original potato chips was her favorite. And he literally said, when she gets older and has her own house, I'm going to have her take me to the store and I'm going to ask her for juice and chips. Juice and chips. You know?
Yeah.
So he did have a soft side, you know, so I don't know. I wish that I had more answers. I wish that I had more answers for you on that, but I just don't, because me and the kids, we've just, you know, tucked ourselves in our little area and we live life just fine.
Yeah. So there are a couple people. There are a couple people in the chat said, "Is there anything, like, do you have any questions that you want to ask that you've been interested in finding out, or do you just not even care? You know?"
I don't want to sound rude and say that I don't care, but, you know, not it doesn't surprise me, you know, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if before this case was over with that there weren't more charges filed.
Yeah, I think there will be. I think there will be. Well, wow, I'll tell you, this was unexpected tonight. I want to thank you for coming in and, giving us, some insight on Mike. I wasn't expecting this. I never in a million years thought that, I'd have the opportunity, of having you up here. And, I appreciate you coming forward and definitely giving us some insight. And, listen, you can take a lesson, from what she said. I mean, I said in my character thing, I don't know anything about him off this app. But,
I was trying to hint in the beginning when I first popped into your live, like, hey, I've known him for 16 years, he hasn't changed. And like, you weren't saying anything. So then finally I was just like, fuck it, I'm this kid's mom. And then like everything halted. So I'm sorry to ruin your life.
No.
I'm sorry to ruin your life.
No, that's fine. It's hard when
You did not ruin it.
No, you didn't. When I'm on
I
live,
didn't see the first comment.
when I'm on live, it's hard for me to look at the comments as it's going.
Yeah,
but
that's why I keep looking too, because I'm not used to this. So, someone did say, is there anything that we can do for you? Or your kids? Like, me and the kids are good, but if anybody wants to order nails, I do press-ons. I don't ask for handouts.
There you go.
I'm sure people will come to your page now and check it out. You never know. You may get some support here with that.
Yeah,
but,
I follow.
with that.
Yeah,
But
I followed you, and I wish nothing but the best for you and the kids. I really do.
yeah, me too.
And I'm sorry if this brings you any kind of unwanted attention by anybody or anything like that.
I'm
don't think
honestly,
Anything like that.
I'm
I don't think
honestly
it
not
will.
worried about the attention, but you know, I had seen. Oh, hold on. Sorry, that Dr. Pepper hit again. Sorry, that Dr. Pepper hit again.
Yeah, that stuff will repeat on you, especially if you drink it fast.
Yeah, well, and I'm one of those like I pace when I'm on the phone, so I've been walking up and when I'm on the phone, so I've been walking up and down the driveway and not even thinking about it, and just while you all are talking, I'm taking drinks of this Dr. Pepper, and it's like absolutely annihilated my stomach.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I hear you. I hear you.
No, I appreciate, you know, you guys, you know, not shunning me, being like, oh my God, she's gonna support him, you know,
No,
because
no,
I don't, you know,
no,
because
no.
I don't.
No
You
matter
know,
what your feelings were, they're valid. You have real life experience with him. We don't. So either way, your input would have been 100% valid.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing is this, you know, I've you know, his true supporters and all, you know, his true supporters and all that, you know, they have multiple accounts, and I absolutely have their main accounts blocked. But you know, I've asked people, you know, I've said to people, you know, I've said to them before, if you want to come in, you're more than welcome to. It's funny though, nobody ever comes up here and, you know, comes into my life and, you know, comes into my live and, you know, supports him, you know, or has a good, you know, has anything that is, factual and anything that you can really sink your teeth into, to say about him that would make the victims of his sit back and say, well, you know what? Yeah. Sit back and say, well, you know what? Yeah. I guess he does have some good qualities, and you know, maybe, you know, there's never been anything like that, you know, but
yeah.
I have to say it does in a way. It does give me a bit of a different outlook on him, knowing that at one point he was a good parent, and I mean, I guess, you know, that quality at one time he did have. I mean, it kind of negates it now that, you know, he just absolutely walked away from all of you, because that's the opposite of all of you, because that's the opposite of what a good parent does. So it's kind of like six of one, half dozen of the other there. But you
So I
know,
want to clear something up in the comments. Someone asked why we split up, and then somebody said he left one day, and then somebody said he left one day. And then there was somebody else that said he was running from the law. No, we were already split up at that point. We split up in June, June of 2018, because our morals were different, and I no longer wanted to be associated with that.
hmm how did you find
So,
my live tonight? Somebody asked.
so I have been doing my own research the past couple of days, um, and I've run across you a lot, and I've been real skeptical, because you know, some of these lives, like it's screen recordings of other people's lives, so you don't know who's actually posting the live, if it's their live and stuff, because I'm kind of, you know, TikTok illiterate, so um so you know, I've done my research, I've done my research, and trying to figure out like who are the ones that is giving him this big head and this big ego versus the ones that are actually, you know, victimized by him or have, you know, similar experiences and things like that. And I followed you, and then I was scrolling TikTok and you were live, so I jumped in.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. There are, but first of all, I can tell you this, one thing that, about the people that come into my lives, you will always have a safe place here to come if you want to come. If you want to come. Um, you know, my supporters are very, very supportive, of the people that are in boxes, and especially people that have been some type of victim of those that I have, tried to bring awareness to. So, you are welcome in here anytime. You are welcome in here anytime you want. If there's something that you want to say or anything like that, you're more than welcome to come up here. I come up here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving us some insight on him. There has always been that question regarding, who you were. And, I'm not the type of person that's going to, track people down on here. I would never do that. But I do appreciate it and, you coming up here. I'm glad to hear your kids are doing well. I'm glad to hear it sounds like you are a absolute kick-ass parent, doing what you need to, and being two parents in one, carrying the burden of raising four, not having to rely on somebody who has proven to be a deadbeat. I hope, and I know you're not going to talk about it, but I hope that in the future in the future that does change. And, because, there's certain things in life, when you have children together, that's not just a temporary thing. That is a lifelong commitment. And those people that are like Mike that decide just to walk away and, not have contact with those kids anymore. It doesn't work like that in the justice system. And, you want to talk about somebody's character. These people are making these character statements about him. I wonder how they feel now, knowing that indeed he is a deadbeat parent. He hasn't supported his kids for many, many years, hasn't seen his kids for many, many years, although he's lied about it.
No, ask him to show the picture proof that's not AI.
Right.
My daughter, he wouldn't even know what she looked like now. She's changed so much, and our son as well. Also, can I just say one thing? And this is no hate to the person that put this up. They said you were with him when he took from that man who passed away. I was not. Mm-hmm. We did not start dating until the end of 2015. Mm-hmm. And I didn't learn about that until 2016. Mm-hmm. 2016. Mm-hmm. So just because somebody says that they were with somebody in 2015 does not mean that they were with them when they were committing crimes.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't remember
that didn't mean anything anyways if you were, because you weren't with him. The police report clearly says it was just him. So you weren't there with him. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, in my opinion.
I don't remember what year the thing was where he stole from the breast cancer charity, but did you know about that at all?
I didn't, but I do know that there's been many times that he would hold events and say that he was raising money for St. Jude's or whatever. And then, at the end of it, I'd be like, oh, well, we made this much money for it. And then he'd be like, oh, yeah, we're not sending that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that sounds familiar. He did a GoFundMe like that.
You know what? Let me just say that Okay, my oldest two's dad, my oldest two's dad has not paid child support since July of 2018. And my oldest two are 17 and 18. Are 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did get child support, I was with Mike. And Mike made me give my child support to him. All money had to go in his wallet. I had to ask him for his wallet. I had to ask him for things that I needed. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
You know,
God.
I drove on a donut over the Cannonball Bridge, and I don't know if any of you know what that is. If any of you know what that is, but it is a bridge that is literally just wood planks going over the Wabash River.
Oh my God.
On a donut with kids in the car. And he always just told me, well, I need to have money at the store in case somebody comes in to sell something, you know, sell a big collection or something.
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
So no. So no, for like
Care for your safety.
no.
Oh.
Like but you know, comparing in the slightest way, comparing my relationship with him to the relationship that he had after me, with the younger girl, with the younger girl.
Right.
We were treated two totally different ways. You know, if a man looked at me the wrong way, Mike would say something to him. If anybody said anything to me the wrong way, he would say something to them. And he wasn't that way with her.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You know, so he was very protective over me, but also, you know, we never had physical abuse.
That's
So
good.
I can't say abusive.
That's good.
And he never put me down either. So I can't say that. Financial abuse.
What, how many times do you think he did those, just, you know, ballpark? He did those things where he was supposedly raising money for an organization and kept the money.
I only know of twice.
Okay. Wow.
Well, the situation where he was arrested in Florida was that he stole money from those little boxes that are in restaurants that have candy where you put money in and then you take a piece of candy type thing, and it was supposed to be going toward breast cancer. Well, he had stolen a box from a place.
Multiple
and
boxes.
Then empty. Yeah, well, he did multiple boxes, but how he got caught was he had emptied it out and then he was putting it back into a restaurant, and the guy who runs the local organization, his wife was in the Chinese restaurant watching Mike walk in with this empty box, like as if to replace the box. And she's thinking, like, what is this guy doing? My husband is the only person in charge of doing this with these boxes.
Right.
And that's how he was caught. She confronted him, and she got pictures of his vehicle and his driver's license and everything, and he was confronted, and he was charged with that because he was stealing money from multiple breast cancer charity boxes. And after we brought attention to that on TikTok, he laughed about it and said that he ate the candy too, and he was mocking it.
Oh yeah, it tracks. So Abby said something about, remember he did something with the hot dogs. That's his MO. Whenever he wants somebody to come into a new business or whatever, he will hold a free hamburgers and hot dogs just to get people in.
Mm-hmm. And I remember part of the story.
He said that it was because he wanted to undercut people who were selling them across the street. He said that.
Right. He didn't do
with
it.
The hot dog?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There was an incident where he did that, and the only reason why he did it was because he was trying to shut down some people near where he was that were charging, prices that he didn't agree with. So he felt like he was going to do it, hand them out. I think he did it for free, so these people would go out of business. So it wasn't like I'm doing this out of the goodness. Of my heart. It was because he was trying to screw somebody over also.
Yeah.
I think that happened in Indiana, though, didn't it?
So probably,
Yeah, there was a
but
business in
I
Indiana
mean,
that he had issues with legally too.
I mean, people see him, right? Like
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
they physically see him when they
Yes.
get a hot dog from him,
Right.
and realize that there's like laws in place for sanitation for a reason, and he's that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Exactly.
my.
So
Oh
that's an
yeah,
issue he's
we've
had
seen
for a
pictures of
while.
him.
That's an issue he's had for a while.
Of not washing his hands, sure. Of not washing his hands, sure.
Yeah. Well, not washing, period, I think. But
Well, no, that got so much worse after us.
mhm.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but I mean, I don't know of a time that he's had a place that wasn't a business that he was sleeping on the floor of, you know?
Oh
So,
God. Oh God.
aside from me where I have to have a place,
Right.
because I have kids, I
Yeah.
can't just crash on the floor of somewhere.
Well, he
Right.
did have an
Yeah.
apartment in Indiana when I got him served with the protection order.
Was it his though?
Well,
Probably
I
not.
don't know.
Probably a
He
roommate.
was in an apartment. He had an apartment address. And it wasn't far from where the courthouse was. So, and it was right around the corner from where he used to have the store in Indiana. Like, it was after he lost that.
Renting a room. Yeah, probably.
Did you hear the story
Yeah,
about? Did you hear the story about how where he was apprehended and what they did?
about the flash grenades and stuff.
Yeah.
The flash grenades and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I heard it from somebody else's
Yeah.
recorded live.
He wouldn't. Yeah. He wouldn't come out. He wouldn't come out of the place, and they ended up having to break the windows and throw in flashbangs and the whole 9 yards.
We're waiting on the FOIA request for the video. So if we get that, I'll send it to you.
the camera, the footage,
Yeah.
crazy stuff. Well,
If
listen.
you ever get like a day that you want to just get some laughs in, at his expense, just out of spite. There's a couple of accounts in the chat, like I lost a TV remote. Where's diagnosis amnesia? They've got some.
I've seen them. Yep, I've seen them.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
got
they
some
got some good
amazing
stuff.
videos.
They got some
Yes,
good stuff.
no,
Good stuff.
no.
Um,
I honestly get so disgusted and my like I get like the worst headache after so long. And I have to force myself to put my phone down
right.
because like
Yeah.
that's not the person that I dated,
Right.
Yeah.
like
Right.
that, that's not how he was. That's not how he was then. I don't know what happened to him to drop off to the kids like he did. I can't speculate, but the fact that he lies and tells people that he has anything to do with them, ask him for the picture proof. Ask him where the kids go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What
I
do you?
mean, he can't tell you any of those things. Ask him who their pediatrician is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's usually the big one that can tell you whether or not a parent is involved or not. Pediatrician, dentist, who's their teacher this year?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
What does your youngest know about who her dad is?
He doesn't know. 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 He does Him?
Him.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he doesn't know anything. I I protect them from all of these things. They don't know anything that's all of these things. They don't know anything that's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not the type that I'm going to sit there like since I've been on the live with you guys, the kids have tried to come out and jump on the trampoline. Well, one, it's dark out. I know it's spring break, but it's dark out. I know it's spring break, but it's dark out. And I'm on the phone on a conversation that they don't need to be hearing.
Right.
And it's, you know, because I am not going to make my children's mind up for them about their father.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to do that.
Yep.
You know,
That's good.
That's the way to do it.
you know,
That's good.
That's the way to do
That's
it.
how it should be. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with
you know, at the end of the day, they know who has always been there for them, who's always been in their corner, who pays for their field trips, who takes them to the doctor, you know, all of these things. So no, like I don't tell them anything, you know.
Yep.
If somebody asked before, and I forgot until just now. Somebody asked if his family has anything to do with the kids. No.
That's sad.
Um,
That's sad.
his one of his brothers did until about 2023, and then I'm not sure what happened with him either. So yeah, no, they don't know. They don't know. Grandparents. They don't know any of those things, and I'm not going to speak on that because that's his personal business.
Right. No, we're aware. Yeah. No, we're aware. Yeah. I know about that. But he does have you know, I'm assuming and hoping that your parents are involved in their lives.
No. My dad passed away in 2023. He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I had just moved down here in 2022 to help him because he was losing everything, trying to do it all by himself after divorce. So I picked up the kids when I came down here. And helped him, and then I lost him 6 months later.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
So then, you know, not only did I have my 4 kids to take care of, I also had my brother and my sister and my sister's 2 boys. You know, so yeah, no, we've been dealing with it financially over here, but we're good. You know, you know.
You're a superwoman. You are amazing, and you are, you know, you're doing it on your own, and that's hard. But you know, you're handling it with grace. And beautifully. And for your children, they're always going to come first, and that's what matters. And I applaud you for just everything. You're amazing.
Definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
I just take care of my responsibilities. It's something that, you know, some people need to take a lesson on, you know.
Right.
Yep,
Right.
Absolutely.
Well,
And
listen,
you're welcome in Scammy's lives anytime. Don't feel pressured. You know, I don't want you, and I'm sure Scammy feels the same way. We don't want you to feel like you have to continue to speak out or you know, answer, you know, messages from random people or anything. What you are comfortable with, you know, I don't want anybody to make you feel like you have to go live or do, you know, make video, nothing like that, you know. Nothing. If you want to come in here and sit and just chat about the weather or your nails or whatever, you're welcome anytime. We'll love to have you. You know, I don't want you to feel like it always has to be about him or
I don't
you're
even
going to
want
get
it about
bombarded.
him. I don't even want it about him. I don't even want it about him. You know, it's just.
I do want to say thank you guys for giving me a voice, and for letting me get some and for letting me get some things off my chest that I don't talk about, you know. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of adult interaction. It's just me and the kids, you know, and, you know, like those of my family, that I talked, like my mom, she's a very big narcissist, and I haven't had anything to do with her since my dad died. She's somewhere down in Tampa. That's all I know. Somewhere down in Tampa. That's all I know. So it's literally just me and the kids out here, and without support of having, you know, friends that I've had for years, you know, I'd probably be back up in Indiana where I don't want to be.
Right. Well, you know, as Breezy said, you know, absolutely, you know, absolutely, you know, I don't. My platform is not talking about him all the time. You know, I've actually kind of stepped back from a lot of the crazy that I was involved with him and with his friends that still support him. You know, I do a bunch of different things on here, so you know, whenever you want to come in and just chill, please do. And if there's any time you ever want to, you know, vent, or, you know, you're more than welcome to. You can reach out to anybody here that's in a box, and just know that you'll have support here. You know, and it you know and it will be a safe place for you to be able to come where. You know, as you can probably have seen tonight, there were people that were trying to come in here to cause problems, and the moderators I have that are in here are fantastic. They don't let.
I waited until after that one, because when I seen the one come in, I'm not going to mention any names. When I seen the one come in and start some drama and stuff like that, like I swear I seen the back of my head when my eyes rolled, and like, you know, because nobody rolls their eyes harder than somebody that knows the truth, and so you know, once I seen that they were kicked out and you really weren't about that, that's when I felt safe to be like, okay, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
The moderators don't play.
Yeah, we don't allow any kind of disrespect toward anybody in the boxes like that, or yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to wrap things up here. And again, thank you for coming up today. I appreciate it, and it's nice to meet you. You know,
you as well.
You know,
you as well.
You have big balls, in a good way. Of
I'm not scared.
Coming up here and being, you know, being honest and being yourself and being truthful, and, you know, hearing the stories about, you know, you and taking care of, you know, your family, and your kids and all that. Mad respect for you. And, you know, Scam and Breezy, thank you for coming in and coming in the boxes. Everybody in the chat for being respectful and being supportive. I as usual, I appreciate you guys very much, along with the mods who have really kept things under wrap tonight. I very much thank you for that. And I hope everybody has a great weekend, a great night tonight, and go UConn. That's all I can say. I got to end it with that. They're playing right now. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much, and take care.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.